Welcome to Season 4, Episode 2 of Wax Pro UNCUT. I'm Rachel.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Eric.
And we're Rachel's partners.
The partners. Today is a very special episode because my husband is our guest. Welcome, Eric. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Eric is a little nervous.
Very.
It's his first time.
It's his first time. But we're glad that you're here. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for being at my own house.
When we were talking about what he was going to wear for the episode, he said he was going to wear a robe in his own home, but
I don't have one.
he doesn't own one. Which
Turns
is
out
why
he doesn't have one. So
that joke didn't happen. So Eric and I own Boss Salon together. Eric is a hairstylist. So today we're going to talk all about his journey to get there, the salon culture, what it is to run a staff, be a leader, all of the things. So I guess we'll start with kind of your journey to hair school and where you began way back when. So tell us what kind of teenager you were. And did you ever imagine in your youth that you would do hair? Was it ever on your radar?
Not even remotely, no. What kind of a teenager I was? I was a bad kid.
You were a bad kid.
Yeah.
But from like what age were you a bad kid?
Early on. Very, very early.
Very early.
Yes.
And in what sense of the word? Like getting in trouble? Were you in trouble at home or you were in trouble?
No, I was never really
with
in
law?
trouble at home.
It
With
was
the law, I was, and there weren't laws in terms of the way that I thought. So.
Well, it's much different because when you are about to turn 40.
Mm-hmm.
The youth of your generation grew up very differently now. Like what we will allow our children to do is much different than what you were allowed to do. Like you were out riding bikes with your friends when you were probably Penny's age, right? Like
Yeah, we were riding the city bus. We were going everywhere. I wasn't riding bikes. We were skating.
you were skating.
Yeah.
And so you had very loose rules at home, which allowed you to kind of, you were
Do
free.
what I wanted.
You were free.
Yeah.
Free youth.
wow.
I know.
I was
So
not
different.
free.
I was not free either.
No.
So even we have how far apart are we? 5 years? 4 years?
4. Yep.
Grew up very differently in that I had a very strict household. There was curfew and I don't know. I couldn't be out like you were. But it's just interesting to see kind of who you were growing up and now you do hair and own a salon. It's very different than what your upbringing was as a little skater boy, hooligan child.
Mm-hmm.
So
So fill that gap. So you were kind of a little hoodlum when you were a teenager.
Yeah.
And then, like, what happened? Did you graduate? What happened between that and
No, I
school?
did not graduate. Thank you for asking.
Okay. No, this
No,
is great because
You know, I was kicked out of multiple schools. The last school that I went to, when he went to kick me out, the principal, he said, "You're old enough now to actually go get your GED. I think that might be a better option for you." So I skated over to Phoenix College, took the first half of the test that day, and then the second half of the test the next day, and passed it. And so then I was really free. I could do
You're
whatever
like,
the fuck
you're
I
right,
wanted to.
yeah.
At that point.
yeah. How old were you when you got your GED?
Sophomore.
So, oh my God, you were like super young.
Done. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, okay, from there to beauty school, like that
well,
gap
I want to
there.
know all your jobs because you have had so many jobs. You did pools, you sold dildos, you did all sorts of
Fuck
things.
up.
I
Are
didn't
you guys
sell.
serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were kidding.
No, I'll let you tell all of the different jobs. You did all
I
sorts of
started
stuff.
out working with my mom. She got me a job pretty much stocking the, all of the desks and whatever at her office. She's a nurse. They were, there was a lot of people that at this particular office that needed the stuff. So that's what I did. I ran like the stock room. Not ran it. I worked in there.
Yeah.
And you were like 16 then?
Yep, I was
Okay.
16. No, actually, I was 15.
Okay.
Then from there, I worked at a skate shop for a little bit.
Shout out Cowtown.
Okay.
No, not
Countdown.
Cowtown,
sorry.
actually.
Not shout out Cowtown.
Not
Wait,
Cowtown.
did you ever work at Cowtown? No.
They were affiliated with each other
Okay.
at that time.
All right.
Yeah, from there I worked in multiple warehouses. One being a dildo warehouse where I was working when I went to hair school, as a matter of fact.
Packing
But,
orders, warehouse style.
That's
Didn't you
right.
work at a furniture warehouse too?
Yeah, I worked for the room store.
The room store.
So you were hustling. You were doing all sorts of stuff, which I think is important to like share with viewers that are also trying to build their grind, their baseline for their future business. I think you do have to dabble in as much as you can to figure out like your strengths, your weaknesses, and ultimately, of course, pay the paycheck. But I do not know that about you. So what beauty school did you choose to go to? How old were you?
I went to Avalon. I don't know. I think that I might have been 23.
Okay. So all those jobs were between like graduating when you were what, 16?
Oh, there's a lot more jobs than that.
Yeah, well, a ton of
Yeah.
jobs.
Many a job.
Any worthwhile mentioning?
No, I mean, I worked at the airport collecting the carts that you push your shit on. And that was cool because, it was just me and my friends, and we basically just fucked around for the whole entire time until the flights came in, and then we had to go pick up the
Go
carts
do
and
work.
put them back, and it was easy.
So you were fucking around and finding out, and you found out beauty school. Like, who influenced you, if anyone did, or like this decision is major?
Yeah, I had a lot of friends who actually went from high school into hairdressing and
Guys, girls, both?
girls. And I kind of thought, oh, I mean, that's always something that I could do. Can't be that hard. And so I just went. And it was essentially just going to be a plan B for me. I was going to go to hair school, do hair while I went to real school. And like I said,
Real school.
yeah. And so, I mean, you got to think about it from the age of 16 to 23. I wasn't doing shit. And so at the age of 23, I started kind of growing up in a sense and trying to figure out what that next step was going to look like. So, yeah, I had this plan, but once I got to hair school, I'm like, well, shit. Actually, this might become the plan A.
How quickly, once you were in hair school, did you realize that not only you were good at it, but you were passionate about it immediately?
Week 1.
Yeah. So, I mean, just as a background for people that are listening, I mean, you've always had a very creative side to you in terms of artistic capabilities. Eric has graffiti knowledge.
Background.
Knowledge.
Graffiti background.
Education.
But he's always been super creative. And so that in terms of art, color theory, artistic ability, all of that, I think plays a role. So it's like you chose hair school to go, maybe decisions that were made in your youth that kind of led you there, that allowed you the freedom and capabilities moving forward in your life at the time. But a lot of people, like, they pick a thing and they might not luck out that they're good at the thing that they pick.
Yeah,
so
right.
I think for you, that was a nice segue to like choose this career path that allowed you freedom and then also be good at it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that especially in the beauty industry is where people just go and then don't do shit with their education,
Do you keep up with anyone from school? I mean, I know a handful of people that you knew, but do you know people that got their license and never did anything with it?
Oh yeah,
A lot of them?
I don't know what the numbers are, but if I was going to take a wild guess, I'd say it's probably 90%.
Pretty high.
Yeah, I think if my memory serves me, it's like 70% or something. And like, first of all, there's graduating from the school is one thing, and then getting licensed is another. But like, so many people even graduate beauty
just
school
never
and then
even get their
don't go get their
license.
license. And then people that do get their license don't do anything with it, right?
Or let it lapse and then they haven't,
Yeah.
done anything in years. So
Yeah. So question, you had a lot of homies, it sounds like. Did they ever give you shit for being like a guy in a prominently like female industry?
Well, 15 years later, no, not anymore. But,
Yeah. In the beginning, though, initially at that age,
at first, yeah.
Yeah, at that age, they're just,
Nobody believed
immature.
me, Nobody believed that I was the one that was in hair school. Nobody believed that, that I was going to take it as far as I have in owning a salon now and being in charge of, other people's livelihood, really.
Well, so why hair school and not barber school? But was barber school ever on your radar, or it was always
No,
hair school?
I don't know why,
school for
but
you?
it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, money, right? Like, if not to say like don't go to barber school, but you would make, I would think, the services per ticket are higher doing hair, correct?
Doing female hair.
Female hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, ultimately, like, okay, you did it. You're like, I'm just going to try it. I know people in the industry. You ended up being good at it. You ended up liking it, loving it. But like, what about the industry outside of like, you like it, love it, keeps you in the industry?
And, I always kind of go back to my report cards growing up, where Eric is very bright, and if he applies himself, he can be a very bright student. Or if he just, shuts his mouth and stops talking so much. I'm artistic. I like to talk to people, and I get to do both of those things on a day-to-day basis. So
Yeah. What about like the additional perks in the industry? Like, for example, we talk a lot about flexibility. Could you see yourself ever going back to, say, like a corporate job?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that nobody's gonna sit back and as a business owner and say that that those corporate benefits don't sound appealing.
For sure.
I don't care who you are. I mean, running your own business is not the greatest. It comes with its perks, but it also comes with a lot of bullshit. So yeah, I mean, it is for sure like appealing to think about how easy it would be to work for somebody else.
Right. It would probably, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I think I would appreciate a lot more if I had like a cush 9 to 5, clock in, clock out. I have PTO. I have health insurance. I have dental insurance, vision. Oh my gosh, right? Like, I think I would appreciate it more now that I've like been grinding my ass off for so long. And I think I know you guys well enough to both agree, but I personally have to look at like the benefits of it, because it's really easy to want to throw the towel in. I mean, all of us in this room have had conversations about like, fuck, like this is hard. It's really hard and it takes a lot. So I like to focus on just like what I still enjoy and love and what keeps me in the industry. But okay, let's get back to Eric.
Well, I want to go back to your beauty school experience. So you went to Avalon. What was your experience like? Did you graduate on time? Did you like school? You got through it as fast as possible, I'm assuming.
Yep. I put my head down.
I mean, like, you only have your own experience to compare it to, I assume, like, or I know, in terms of, like, it's what you experienced. But did you feel like you learned everything you should have? Did you feel like your instructors were well qualified? Like, what, if you had to rate your beauty school experience, what would you give it?
I would give it exactly what they're there for. I mean, they are there to give you the basics, teach you how to pass a test, and nothing more, nothing less. So in terms of what it's there for, it's a 10 out of 10. Every last one of them is. Whatever you do with that after the fact, that's up to you. So I'm not going to shit on any hair school.
Yeah.
I'm not hiring somebody fresh out of hair school to like come in and start servicing clients. I can tell you that much for sure, because I've been there. I know what it takes. But yeah, I would give my experience a 10 out of 10. I graduated super early. They opened, and I think that this was probably a flaw of theirs, but they opened up the door for me to stay there all day long. I quit my job and fucking stayed there all day long for like the last 6 months.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, how could you maintain a job putting in that much time? But that makes sense.
Well, if there's anything you need to know about Eric Tuvale, if he can work the system, he's going to.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also just shows like your drive, right? Of like, I'm getting this shit done. I'm going to finish as fast as possible. And that's a question for later when we ask kind of what you would recommend people doing after hair school or advice to people in hair school. I think a huge piece of advice would be get it done as fast as possible, because the real learning comes once you graduate.
Well, yeah, not only that, but the longer that you stay there, the more money that you're going to be paying them.
Yeah, I mean, it's built so that you owe them money at the end of it. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got your license, and like, tell us about your journey after your license.
Yeah. Did you have a job right away? Right. You knew who you were working for.
I was in hair school, and one of my friends worked for a lady who I, kind of saw around or whatever, and I knew that she had the respect for young hairdressers, and so I got set up with an interview with her while I was in hair school, and went in there. I mean, the people who I worked with, I've always worked with, and so they'll still tell you to this day that I was really cocky walking into that. It's just who I am, But I sealed down a position with her, and I worked, she worked with my schedule. And so I started to work there for the last little bit of hair school.
What were you doing? Assisting, I'm guessing?
No, not even yet. No, I was literally taking care of the salon, answering phones. So
Okay.
more like a receptionist role.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is, it's so important. It's what I teach in our salon as well. All of the things go hand in hand with each other. If you learn how to take care of clients first.
Yep.
And then you move into learning how to do their hair.
Yep. Okay, so you got in there, you were shop boy, assisting,
what I was.
not necessarily hair assisting yet, but just assisting around the salon. And so what point did you actually start working on clients?
A year later.
A year later.
Yeah. So once I got out of hair school, I moved into an assistant role and started to really you take notes. You do all of the other stuff and then some. And then whenever you have time, you sit there and you watch and you watch and you watch and you pay attention. And then you start taking clients here and there.
So it's an apprenticeship, essentially.
It's an apprenticeship, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
I really respect that about the hair industry. I mean, the aesthetics industry, there's no such thing as an assistant, prior, but I think that'd be a fantastic segue, especially like we're talking with Lauren in our last episode about okay, I can't get hired anywhere right now because I don't have experience, let's say. It'd be really cool to have it like an assistant role, like maybe back bar, refill, getting hot towels to do facials or, whatever you can do, answer phones to segue
Definitely
in.
like a missing step in the industry.
For sure.
There's just nowhere that really sets you up for something like that.
Well, it's setting you up for success. You have to know how to do that other
Right.
stuff in order to move into what it is that you're actually being paid to do. So,
Right. So, okay, you're 1 year in. Now you're finally kind of working on clients. So tell us more about your journey and how you got to Boss.
Well, before I do that, I want to kind of go back to when I was sitting at the front desk and answering phones and who comes pulling up to drop off his girlfriend. It's Rachel's ex.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually,
This wasn't
okay.
part of the episode outline.
So I want to hear this. This is the other half because I've only heard Rachel's
I
side.
read? You just... No, we did.
tell,
We
do
fell in
tell.
love at the salon, which wasn't our salon at the time.
He asked if I was security.
Well, because no one can fathom that a man that looks like Eric is working at a salon and not gay. So they
Right.
cannot wrap their minds around it. So they're like, what is your role here? You're like, who are you in charge of? Are you security? What? I don't get it.
He's like, kind of. I mean, you could be.
Well, so
I've kicked plenty of people out of there,
the behind the scenes though, Eric left hair school, worked at a salon, assisted, became a stylist, ultimately left the salon. But that salon is the salon that we own today. So that will come later in the episode of how the salon moved. This salon sat empty, but we met. The first foundation of our love story began when
we're
it was
missing a
different
step
salon.
though. We're missing a step though. So Rachel's getting dropped off by ex-boyfriend, and then she was getting dropped off there because why? She's
You guys
getting
are
her
my
hair
hair
done.
done. Because my
Marine Corps
sister-
ball, weren't you?
I was going to the Marine Corps ball with my Marine
Okay,
Corps
so let's-
boyfriend, but because my sister,
Who thought that I was security?
there's
He loves that. So let me fill in the gaps for our viewers that don't know the full story. So Rachel's sister Emily was working at said salon
With Eric.
Okay, so
They were
Rachel's getting dropped
coworkers,
off
yes.
to get her hair done for the Marine Corps ball, and Eric's sitting there. So wow, love in the club, basically. Okay, so you guys did fall in love though there, would you say? Like you looked at each other and were
I
like,
think that there was the stepping stones of.
That's not where we fell in love.
No, we fell in love
Outside of Pomeroy's.
outside of Pomeroy's, right next to the trash can.
oh, that's so romantic.
We
Pommy.
We just made out. That's it.
We just made out.
For clarification, it was just
No, there's more. I mean, we always had a connection. We liked each other, but he was just my sister's coworker.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he was dating someone else. Yeah, we were talking all about my date to the Marine Corps ball. You were fully with somebody at the time. But it was like, oh,
Something was tickling you guys.
who do we have here?
Samoan
And
cupcake.
I did call him a Samoan cupcake. I did ask my sister also if he was gay. was like, what's up with the new guy? Who is that?
What's up with security up
What's
there?
up with security? I'm like, is he attracted to females? And if so, let him know that if he ever finds himself in a position to be single, that
That I will miraculously be single.
Yes, I can make myself available.
Cute. I'm glad we.
No, so we did from this. We didn't date until
Years later.
3
Yeah.
years later. So
Okay, so Emily, Rachel's sisters, working at the salon with Eric. You guys are there. It's not Boss Salon. It was the old place. And so, how do we get to Boss
yeah,
Salon?
how long did you actually do hair there? It was like 5 years, 4 years.
I think I was with her for 7.
Oh wow.
But you moved halfway through that, so you became
Not halfway. No. It was
Stylist?
at the very end of that. We changed salons. She moved into, designed out a bigger, more beautiful
Space.
It really
space.
was beautiful.
It was very nice salon.
But like a half a mile from quarter of a mile.
quarter of a mile probably down the
So
street. Yeah.
what is Boss Salon now? The new salon is like bing, same side of the street.
Yep.
One light up.
Yep.
Built it out, and you guys all, meaning
you
there
know,
was
the-
5 of you, right?
The culture changed. I know I can only speak for myself, but I signed up for a little bit more of a mom and pop shop. You know, something that we're geared towards servicing the clients, not bringing in the profits.
Money.
You know, profits are great, right? I'm in business, so but it's not everything.
But do you remember like during the build out, because that took a while, like when did the inkling start of like this wasn't long term for you, or you were going to leave?
No,
that
I was excited
salon?
about.
You were
the
excited.
move.
That wasn't so. It wasn't until the move of the expansion and the big shiny new build, and the team would have doubled at that point.
It
You
did
guys,
double, yeah.
it did double. So you guys moved to this big shiny beautiful salon, and you didn't have the feelings of like I need to leave here until the move, right?
Yeah, I was there for. I think we were there for 7 months, 7 or 8 months or something like that before I started having the feeling of this isn't the right
Fit.
vibe
Cold
for me,
feet.
you know? Kind of, yeah. Just like buyer's remorse or whatever. But things changed, you know. I mean, from the top, it was, you know, comment, like, share. I agree that the social media is super important, but it's not everything. And if you didn't do that, then you got your commissions, you know, docked. So
And was that a new thing from the move? That was
Yeah.
a new pay structure shift.
yes, and so, you know, to me, I mean,
You
don't
can't.
fuck
You
with my
can't
money.
tell
You know
Eric
what I mean?
Tuvale shit.
I don't even remember that.
yeah. So
So okay, 6 months into the new place, you were like, "This isn't for me," and then you.
yeah, you know, I can say this, that I watched our old boss disrespect the girls and treat them poorly. She never
Did
did
you-
that to me.
Oh, yeah.
She never did that to me. I like got special treatment or whatever you want to call it. They all knew it. But she never treated me like that. But I did watch her do that to everybody else. And so, yeah, I went to your sister immediately and I was like, hey, I want to let you know, dude, like I'm leaving. And she's like, I'm leaving too. It was immediate. You know, I mean, that we did that out in, outside of your aunt's house. And then the conversation just kind of got around, and slowly but surely everybody was like,
I'm
oh,
out.
I'm gone too, dude. Like, I'm not staying here. So
So did you feel like
I've been called the ringleader of this walkout.
walkout?
And that's just not the way that it went down. So
But back up before the quote unquote walkout. What did you, if any, steps, were there preventative steps to not let it get to this? Did you try to talk to your boss? Were there conversations? Like I recall you being like, we've tried to sit down and like, it's just falling on deaf ears.
for sure. Yeah. So when we would have meetings, it was never really necessarily me. I don't think that was kind of saying stuff. I tried to be, you know, I tried to have their backs on decisions. But some of the other requests kind of fell on deaf ears for sure. It wasn't, they weren't my requests, but I did watch it happen, and I can validate that their requests were not
existed.
heard.
So are you comfortable speaking about some of the reasons why you left? Like, so pay structure change, which wasn't fair, overall team culture declined, of just like singling out girls. Like what was it about this?
It was a toxic place.
It was a toxic place.
Yeah, you know, and it's from the very top too. So we own a salon. We've had toxicity within. And I would hope that nobody thinks that it's coming from the top. It's going to happen when you have a bunch of people who work together that some people are just not going to get along. Nipping that in the bud is like very, very important. So, but when you have it coming from the top, what are you going to nip?
Right.
You nip yourself.
Yeah, like you're
Yeah.
the roots.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So yeah.
So, okay, you guys all decide to leave. You guys are like, we're out. Culture, no longer a good fit. And then what? You guys started Boss? I don't know the story.
No, I had another friend who was opening up a salon. I kind of heard through some folks that she was opening up a salon. And so I went over there to their like soft opening or whatever. And it was big enough for everybody. And it was just like fine. So I've always said that in terms of doing my job, all I need is running water. I mean, simply, that's all I need.
Yeah.
You know, I can do my job with running water. So this place had running water at minimum. And so that's where we went. It wasn't the greatest.
So you took your people with you. So this was
I notified people that I was no longer going to be working at the space where they had previously seen me.
right.
everyone
they
left
did-
together.
Right.
What they did with that information was, that
Yeah.
was up to them.
Right. And then you took your people, meaning your peers.
clients.
No.
No,
I
oh.
was talking about the peers because you guys all decided we're all out. Did you guys go together?
Yeah.
Okay. To said salon with running water.
It said salon with running water.
And
at
how long
minimum.
were
No
you there?
electricity.
We were there just shy of a year.
All of you?
For the last 3 months of that, I was working on Boss.
You were running a gang. You
Yeah.
took your peeps, took them again. True leader.
Yeah.
It does take a true leader.
I mean, nobody was really happy over at that middle ground salon, anyways, including me. I mean,
Yeah.
it was literally just a stepping stone.
Sure.
So,
But no, that
I-
speaks
I'm-
volume that they followed you. That's twice.
yeah,
Yeah,
I guess they like me a little bit.
a little bit. So you were
Sometimes they
working
don't,
on
too,
Boss.
so
When you say working on Boss, what does that mean?
it sat empty. There was nothing in there. I had to
Physically.
physically do the work.
Put it
So,
back
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I put it back together, cleaned it all up. Didn't do that great of a job, but I just needed running water.
Yeah.
So
Was there anything financially that you had to figure out to get into that space on your own?
figured out how to max out like 5 credit cards and figured that out real
It
quick.
was a very stressful time in our lives. I was super pregnant with Penny. I
Yeah.
had the salon opened, and then I had her
2 months later.
2 months later. So it's like crazy to think of like stress level in terms of like life, family commitments, money, financials. Like anytime that I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, like to go back to that time in our lives it feels like so long ago, but it really wasn't that long ago.
Well, and then
And then we did
I
another
sold
remodel.
the house.
And then we sold the house. Yeah, there was a lot going on in that time of our lives. But the build out, so then you guys get into Boss Salon. We get it. Well, and so then the Boss had 2 kind of growth periods. Like you guys got in with the stylist, and then I came in,
And then the suite next door
opened 3 years later. What was that? 3 years later? 5 years later? My timelines are so...
I think that was 3 years later. So yeah. So, the suite next door, right next door opened. It was a better fit for us to take you out of your suite and come over to the salon. I mean, it's just financially more responsible. You got a lot more clients out of it because people are there anyways. They're like, oh, do you think that your wife has time for butthole wax? And we're like, probably.
Well, let's
Yeah.
ask her.
I talk to the girls at the schools about this often. So does Rachel. Sometimes Rachel and I go to these visits alone. So what's fresh on my mind is the school visit at Studio Academy of Beauty, Chandler. I was just there this week. Shout out ladies that were there. But a lot of them were cosmetologists coming up to the Wax Pro booth, and they're like, oh, well, I'm a Cosmo. And I'm like, well, you are licensed to wax, actually. And if nothing more, add on like facial services, because I literally told them, I was like, Rachel actually works in a full service salon and her husband's a hairdresser and just passes them all over to Rachel. So, I mean, you'd be dumb not to at least try to get a wax suite in your hair salon or do facial services. It's such
Or
an
at
easy
least
add-on.
like, I mean, of course, the goal as
Put
a
a wax spot at the shampoo bowl.
which
Right.
is what Lori, one of our stylists, that's what she does. She's really the only one that waxes, right? Other than me. But while her client's head is tipped back in the shampoo bowl processing, she does lip, eyebrow. She tints so many people's eyebrows. It's the easiest add-on.
Yeah.
So to have that as a option, I think is really, really smart.
For sure. Yeah, I agree. So question, back to your journey. Is there anything you do different now, looking back?
No. I mean, I think that it's all like every single day is just added to your story. So no, I fucked up
No
a bunch.
regrets?
You know, I did some shit and paid the price for some stuff too. But no, ultimately it all kind of leads you up to where you're at.
Where you need to be.
Yeah.
So the birth of Boss Salon, though. So when you decided you were going to leave the original salon and then you had your stepping stone salon in between, I don't even remember. When did you know that you wanted to open Boss? Before you left the original salon, or when you were at the stepping stone, you were like, what's up with that space that's sitting empty?
I was going to own my own business from when I was 14-year-old selling weed. Like,
You're like, I was running a
See, and
business.
It
a
was just-
solo business owner, you can say that on a podcast.
It was gonna happen one way or another. So when I worked for said boss, she knew it. I told her that. I was like, I'm not gonna work for you forever, and I was dead ass serious about it. Like, I'm just not. I'm more comfortable in having my own situation.
I think that transparency is like super important, and the integrity as well. Like any company I've ever worked for that I've hired people, I don't care if you're front desk or a personal trainer, whatever. I want you to have that attitude. Like those are the kinds of people that make you money. You should not be intimidated by an Eric Tuvale that's like, I'm not going to do this forever. Good. You shouldn't do this forever. If you're doing this forever, I failed you. Like I want to help elevate you. And truly I could speak for myself. And I know Rachel feels this way with our students at Wax Pro. It's the same thing. Like we want you to do well and make money. Like what's this all for? Like if you don't pay it forward, you know?
Yeah. It's the end goal ultimately is to be successful on your own. I think that because I know you and I'm married to you and I know the backstory and I witnessed the leaving and the growth and the evolution of it all. You are the first person to say that this woman that you worked for, that although it didn't end on the best terms and you ultimately moved and built your own salon, she taught you everything you know.
100%.
And you would never take that away from her. Like
not a single moment of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I want to ask some personal questions. Can I, guys?
Sure.
What's it like working together?
It's so funny, like everybody always asks that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's it like working with your wife? I'm like, she goes into a room all by herself and closes
and
the
shuts
door.
the door.
I see her when she gets there and I see her when she leaves.
Yeah. So
I
it's
always
never
ask
been
her what's for
overwhelming.
dinner, you know?
No.
Yeah.
No, I think if I was on the salon floor, it would be different. I think if we had to actually hear each other all day. But
That
there's
would probably
times
suck.
where he like texts me like, "Are you still here?" I'm like, yeah, I'm in my room with the door
Yeah.
shut.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
But because we have such separation with me in my own room, it's not hard. Convenience wise, it's actually very nice. Like there's times we carpool, we figure out lunch together.
Wow, that's nice.
I don't know. Maybe you feel differently behind the scenes. Like, it's great, right? Tell them how great it is. What's the hardest part about working together?
I don't think that there's necessarily like a hard part about working together. It's just when we have our tips or something, you know, for whatever
when
reason,
you're fighting and then you have to go
and
to
you
work
just like,
with
go
your
to work and
spouse.
smile at people.
Oh my
You
God.
know, I'll be like putting on my show with my client. You're putting on your show, and then we
we're
like
the
look at each other and
best
like, fuck
actresses.
you, you know?
Yeah.
Eric's got a black eye. They're like, what's going on? No.
No, it'll be like we're not speaking and his client will be like, Rachel, how was blah, blah, blah? And I have to like stop off and chit chat. I'm like,
Right.
I'm so mad.
How's Eric? He's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's really fine.
So a question for Eric. What's it been like behind the scenes supporting Rachel, not only in her boss aesthetics journey, her journey as a mother, as a wife, but you know, you've literally watched Wax Pro from the day we created the LLC. So what's that been like supporting Rachel through the Wax Pro journey?
Well, I had no idea how much went into as I said, social media is very important. It's not a part of my life, but it is very important. And now I kind of see how much work that it takes in order to become, I don't know, Instagram worthy, I guess.
It's so cringy.
I was gonna use the F word, but maybe not there yet. But yeah, social media worthy. There's a lot. She has to dedicate quite a bit of time to this business that you guys are creating. So
it's a lot for sure, and
takes
there's
away,
it's sacrifices are made for sure. Eric has been a significant supporter in it since the beginning of picking up, in our personal lives of things that need to be done so that this can continue on. It's so hard, which we've talked about, all that goes into it in terms of running our own business, running our own household, having children, and then plus Wax Pro on top. It's a lot. There's not enough hours in the day. So
yeah,
I know that there's a lot of gaps that you
a lot
fill.
of sacrifice, but support, at least from what I've witnessed. Like I've never had Rachel say, "Oh, Eric's like not okay with something." Like it really requires someone who's super confident in themselves, like where they don't feel like this is a competition, because I do see that in some of my friends' relationships where it's like a one-upper situation, but I've never felt that from you guys. I'm trying
to retire.
right. Yeah, we're trying to make sure that Eric runs the warehouse for us because apparently you have warehouse experience.
Yes,
so there we go.
You're hired.
So what advice would you give other males supporting their female partners, or it could be whoever, their partners in general in this industry, or like
In their
starting a
endeavors.
business?
I don't know. I'm not even sure that I'm like capable of answering that question well enough. Just listen, get the fuck out of the way, just do whatever you need to do.
Fill in the gaps as you see fit.
Yeah,
I think,
it's not really hard. It's just,
I know, but you're
just
like
taxing,
downplaying your help into where we have gotten now. And I think it's different because one, we work together, but I think you're very in tune emotionally with me and just with the industry, right? Because it's like not a normal thing. Like most people aren't in the same industry, especially with their spouse, or their significant other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you have been able to understand it. You see it firsthand in the salon space, witnessing the growth. But then you're able to help in kind of any way that you see fit, which really does matter. So thank you, Eric, for
Absolutely.
that.
Well, I have said for many years that I'm a male hairdresser who works with all females. I'm pretty much like 3/4 female at this point.
The working with women.
The quarter that's not obviously serves you well in your family. You've got 2 kids, so there you go.
The 1/4.
Right, the 1/4. Cool. So I did want to ask, like, in terms of overlap, like Boss Salon and Boss Aesthetics, and even Wax Pro, because we're doing a lot of content out of your salon. Like, what overlaps do you see in everything that we all do in this room?
What overlaps do I see? Well, I mean, from the very beginning, it's just like I can only speak to hairdressing. I can't speak to waxing and aesthetics and whatever. But when she first told me about the idea for bridging that gap between school and real life situations, the hair could use the same exact thing. You don't know shit when you get out of school. So I think that just being in the same headspace with, oh yeah, this is a really good idea that could be launched throughout the whole entire beauty industry. Great, yeah. Use whatever resources that we have necessary for this thing that we both believe in.
Yeah, no, that's reassuring for sure. At least hearing that on the other end, that education, there's always a gap, and it's interesting that even though we have Google and chat and all these resources and podcasts and all the things, people still lack the education, the real life stuff, not the, here's how to get licensed straight, or, hey, watch me with this Lamborghini in the background. This is how I made a $2 million business, but like real grinding shit. So appreciate that. Yeah.
Well, so what advice would you give to somebody who's in hair school right now?
Go to interviews and find the right fit. or a mentor. That's what I would say.
So crawl before you walk.
Yes. Just lay on the ground.
Suckle at the teat.
Yes. Yeah, you know, I mean, I
Lay
think
on the
that,
ground.
I mean, I knew what I was going to do, but I knew how I was going to get there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, thinking that you're going to get out of school and build a clientele immediately, you're lying to yourself.
Well, you're setting yourself
you're
up for
setting up
failure.
for major failure.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be discouraged, you know? And if you don't even know what the hell you're doing, you're going to fuck somebody's hair up, okay? And then you're going to be ultra discouraged.
Yep.
And you're going to be sad and down, and nobody's going to be there to pick you back up because you own your own business and you don't even have any employees. And
And then your reputation's like
then your
in the
reputation
toilet.
is shit. So go
Yeah.
find a mentor and study under them and learn how to do what it is that you're trying to specialize in. Pay attention to the business side of things. And really just pay attention to taking care of people. You know,
How would you-
experience, the customer experience is everything. And how much they trust you is everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lauren Varden literally, or now Coletti, literally said those same exact
same
words.
words.
Yeah. It's a client experience.
Well, she did kind of study underneath of me. So just
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're
Lauren
clear.
worked for us.
That's funny.
Wait, I forgot that.
She didn't work for us.
Well, she worked.
We worked at the same place.
You were right.
that's funny,
Sorry,
'cause
sorry,
she's
sorry.
a
We worked
cause.
together.
She's a cause.
Yes.
I forget that. That's so crazy.
We'll have to talk about with her on her next episode.
Yeah. I was going to ask you too, like, okay, in your opinion, you're in beauty school, like, let's just say you're mentoring someone who is in beauty school and, you know, they're trying to decide, like, am I boss worthy? Like, am I going to be able to go solo? What are some key, like, I guess, characteristics or differentiators that you could tell the difference between a hairstylist and, oh, yeah, you're going to be a leader one day. You could run your own shit.
If they sold weed.
That was so serious. I was like, I'm not making notes. I'm like,
Okay. Oh, I did it.
I haven't.
Never
Yeah.
I don't even know.
The hustle. You talk about the hustle all the time.
If you're a hustler, you know, it goes into everything. So yeah, I think that if you clearly show that you're a hustler, you show up on time, you show up for your coworkers, you show up for your clients. Those are all signs of leaders.
Well, you just said this too, because we hired just recently somebody, and you were like, she's going to be phenomenal. And you kept saying over and over again, because you can't teach personality, and she's got it. Like, she can
Shout
talk.
out Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. She can talk to anybody, and she's so friendly, and you can't teach that. We've said that in another podcast episode of like what makes a waxer. When did you know initially that a waxer would be successful? Same thing with a hairstylist. And I mean, I think that bleeds into probably lots of other industries, right? If you are a people person and you can talk to people, especially in this industry, I think you can be successful.
100%. You don't even have to be all that good.
You can be a bad hairdresser. You
I
just
mean,
gotta
not
talk
bad,
to people.
not bad, but you just don't have to be the
Right.
absolute best.
Yeah,
as long
personality
as
is a
people
lot.
like you. You
Yeah.
know, likability. That's why you guys are doing well.
Yeah. That's
like
it.
us?
There's no skill, just likability. I don't know.
All right. Well, I think that wraps up our episode.
Yeah. I learned so much about you, Eric. Thanks for sharing with the world and for sitting in our Wax Pro Uncut living room studio, which you
Which
happen
is
to
your
own.
home.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
hosting
Thanks for
us.
hosting.
Well, actually, yeah, thanks for having me.
So follow Boss Salon, follow Eric Tuvale, and stay tuned for episode 3 of Wax Pro Uncut.